Yeah, I think I'm quite fortunate to be in the position where I coach, the North Melbourne Football Club, because that response is a given. So, the things we had to keep working on in terms of tactically and in terms of our execution, is really important, and that's still an ongoing process. We've still got a lot of work to do there, but it's important that I just reminded the players that we have a unique responsibility to uphold the revered culture that this football club has, and last week, is not what our football club's about, and we'll never ever accept. And so the response today, I thought, showed the true character that's within the team.
What was the mood in the group during the week? Were they flat for a couple of days, or were they straight into the time?
Oh, they were more than flat for the first 24 hours. I'd be concerned if they weren't, because they care deeply about this club. So, I know from coming from outside North Melbourne to inside, I know what this club. I know how respected and how revered this culture is from outside, and internally, your culture is only what your playing group and your staff within the football club create. And so we had a unique responsibility to make sure that we got the players up, and the players showed their true character, which is a good start for the direction we're heading.
How gutsy was the skipper? Did he take a fraction into that channel?
Yeah, but he's a thorough professional, and it's something that I think the medicos were rightly concerned about. But it's probably another case for mind over matter, and never at any stage he just said, well, I'm playing, so work out a way to get me out there. So that's all there is to it, and so he finds a way. He's a unique player, and he's a unique person. So we're really fortunate to have him at our footy club, because the young players get a really good idea of what it's all about, and why those really good players are so good. It's not just talent, it's everything else that in their makeup. Not to my knowledge, no. He trained during the week. He handled the balls during the week, so he's just got an extremely high pain threshold.
Wasn't easy, obviously, when they sort of got the jump. Well, you kicked the first 2 goals, but they were all over you, I suppose, the first quarter, and again they charged that third term.
Yeah.
I suppose how did they respond? Was it on the field? Was it did you see your leader step up at that time? What was the key to?
Oh, well, I think that the thing that we shouldn't dismiss is that the Bulldogs have top 4 personnel. I mean, and they're coached by a very experienced, highly respected coach who knows the game of footy. I mean, they're a very good side with a lot of capability. So we weren't under any illusions that we were going to have it all our own way, regardless of how we started. So, I think even with 2 minutes to go, we were still madly making moves in the box. I mean, they've got personnel that can devastate opposition sides. So we weren't kidding ourselves. We were going to have it all our own way for the whole game.
Spade coming on, the importance of that tackle running down the ground, scores a level running into an open goal for a young player, that's a fairly huge effort.
Yeah. Well, we've been really encouraging him to use his speed, because he's got elite speed, and we can use that. We've reminded him on more than one occasion that he can use that defensively as well as offensively. So, and we need him to do both. That was a step forward for Spadey.
You're an exciting team to watch. I mean, obviously you play defensively based footy as well, but how important? I mean, I think your fans would be thrilled with the way that you guys are playing.
Yeah, look, I think that I think it's a great reward for the fans, because we've. We're never at any stage have we set about just trying to, I suppose, put the finger in the dike. We've always tried to play a brand of footy that we think is going to be successful in the long term. Now, at times, I understand that's frustrating because we've suffered some pretty heavy defeats, but sometimes you've got to experience a fair bit of pain to take another step forward. We don't want to just stagnate and just try and hold up for as long as we can, and perhaps scrape into the finals if we get a bit lucky. If we get there, we want to be a genuine contender, and to do that, it's really important how we go about our footy. And we're really fortunate that we've got a really strong group of characters off field in our footy department that we've stayed the course. despite the obvious pressures that come with some pretty poor results.
Must be thrilled with the way Jack Zeebel's come on.
Yeah, well, he's sometimes, one of our recruiters said to me that sometimes our player's not the quickest, he's not the strongest, he's not the best kick, but he can just play, and Jack Zeebel can just play. So we've shown total confidence in Jack, and I think all North supporters have seen what Jack's capable of, but I think this is the first game they should really sit back and say, gee, he really can play. He can be an elite player in the competition. So, 41 possessions, 20 contested possessions. He was one of the key players in our midfield, along with Daniel Wells and Andrew Swallow, who were just outstanding all day.
Last week, you did pretty well in contested possession. It was what you did once it was clear of the contest. Today, you seemed to get a bit better use of the ball through when you had to carry it.
Yeah, I thought we had better options, certainly, and that's something that Collingwood were far better in that area last week. I mean, it's almost unbelievable to think that we got beaten by 117 points last week and won the clearances by 12. So we mostly got the ball going our way, but once the ball left that stoppage, we were just exposed. These players are really driven and they want to learn, and they took a lot out of that game. So we could have swept it under the carpet, but we had to take some key learnings, and I think the players took a step in the right direction. But we are absolutely under no illusions that we're not there yet, and we've got a long way to go before we're comfortable with where we're at.
After losing a few close ones this year, is it a positive step forward that you're able to kick clear when the game was in balance pretty late?
Yeah, I think it was positive. I think more to the point of losing close ones, it was just positive that the Bulldogs were really coming at us. When you get that the Bulldogs kick that goal with half a second left, in three-quarter time, all the momentum seemed to be going their way. Our players looked pretty tired, but their character I talked about, they really had to dig deep, and they did that. So, it's a good step, and against, as I said, a side that have top four personnel and have proven that they're capable of being there again.
Injuries?
None to report. No.